The purpose of this talk is as an introduction to the complete shape mix by Juice Plus, and in particular, what sets this plant-based protein shape mix above all the other protein shape mixes on the market today. But first, I would like to briefly mention the flagship product of this company that has over 20 years of human-based research, and that is the Juice Plus capsules. Juice Plus is 30 different fruits, veggies, and berries in capsules, and it's a large rainbow of color. The huge variety of plant chemicals that makes this product effective in bridging the gap between, what we normally eat every day, whether that's good or not, and what we should be eating every day. And Juice Plus is unique in that each produce farm is carefully controlled for growing practices, which is really, really important. And then the processing of the produce is carefully preserved to make sure you get all those phytonutrients at vine ripened peak ripeness. And then it's also NSF certified, which we'll get into here in just a little bit. The bottom line is it's fruits and veggies and capsules, and there's nothing in there you don't want. There's no artificial colors or flavors, no preservatives, no added starch. It's all non-GMO ingredients, and it's gluten-free. But really, as a physician with a research background, what really sold me on this product is the huge body of research. And this Juice Plus capsules have been published in some really super reputable journals, like the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, British Journal of Nutrition, Gynec, Journal of Pediatrics. These are extremely high impact journals. And to me, that was very, very impressive, again, as a physician with a research background. So that's kind of what sets Juice Plus apart with the flagship product versus any other nutritional supplement that's on the market today. So now let's turn our attention to the Complete by Juice Plus and why it has carved kind of a unique spot in the protein shake mix industry. And actually, it's a very, very confusing industry. It's 100% vegan. It's got 13 grams of plant-based protein. As you can see, 8 grams of fiber. It's gluten-free. It's low-fat, no cholesterol, non-dairy, no coloring or preservatives, and it is low glycemic. And so what you get in the complete shake mix is this. Okay, you get a proprietary protein blend, which includes chickpea, soy protein, low processed, non-GMO, pea protein, and rice protein. It's got a proprietary powder blend as well. I guess you can see pomegranate, pumpkin, mushroom, yucca, spirulina. It's got a natural sweetener blend, a proprietary ancient grains blend, a proprietary sprout blend, and then it's got a great mix of soluble and insoluble fiber and enzyme blend. All these ingredients are very, very expensive, but the company's been able to harness these and put this in the shake mix at an extremely reasonable price, which we'll see here in a little bit. I do want to address a little bit of confusion that exists on the market today, and that involves the soy, the safety of soy. The non-GMO, low-processed, water-washed soy that's in the complete shake mix is very unique, and it's very, very safe. The issue at hand really is that the phytoestrogens in soy, such as genistein, have a kind of a similar chemical structure as human estrogen, and that people, particularly women, with a history of breast cancer, are concerned, may add to or have the same biological effect as human estrogen, and actually that couldn't be any further from the truth. In fact, the phytoestrogens in soy are considered SERMs, or selective estrogen receptor modulators. And actually, cells have there's actually two estrogen receptors that exist. There's an alpha and a beta receptor. And human estrogen actually preferentially binds to that alpha receptor, and that causes cells to turn over quickly, cellular proliferation, which, of course, in estrogen receptor positive cancers, as in breast, that is something we don't want, obviously. And so the anti-cancer drug called tamoxifen is also a SERM, okay, a selective estrogen receptor modulator. And it actually binds to that alpha receptor, blocking estrogen from binding. So that is important, correct? Well, the isoflavones in soy actually preferentially bind to the beta receptor. And that is actually responsible for cellular anti-proliferation. So it actually works against proliferation. And there is some suggestion in the research that isoflavones can actually bind to the alpha receptor, changing its three-dimensional structure and render it unable to accept estrogen. So it actually is kind of a double whammy. in a positive sense. And so phytoestrogens induce differentiation as well as inhibit angiogenesis and cell proliferation, both of which will help prevent tumor growth. And this is really backed up by an important study that was just recently published looking at soy foods isoflavones of breast cancer. And it involved over 6,200 women from the breast cancer family registry. And along with researchers from Tufts, Columbia, and Stanford Cancer Institute, they parsed through thousands of pages of data on this issue. And they recently came up with this statement: we now have evidence that soy foods not only prevent breast cancer, but also benefit women who have breast cancer. Therefore, we can recommend women to consume soy foods because of soy's many health benefits. Wow. You know, what was I taught in medical school and residency for so many years? The issue is that there wasn't a good body of research on soy many, many years ago. And now that's starting to come through, and it's really telling us quite a different story. But, you know, it's kind of interesting because phytoestrogens are kind of ubiquitous in a lot of the foods we eat. You know, you're going to find them in apples and carrots, flaxseed and mint, coffee, and of course, bourbon, whiskey, and beer. So it's kind of all over the place. And there's a lot of hype that unfortunately is a lot of misinformation out there as well. And if it was ever an issue, then why in the world would MD Anderson Cancer Center, one of the leading cancer research institutions in the entire world, why would they use the complete shape mix in the study of their ovarian cancer patients? This was a very impactful study. There are two arms of this study. One arm that of women who ate a low-fat, high-fiber diet, similar to the Women's Healthy Eating and Living diet, and that included 5 servings of veggies, 3 servings of fruit, 16 ounces of vegetable juice. So really, they're asking you to try to get 10 servings of fruits and veggies every day. That was up against the second arm of this study, where it was the modified National Cancer Institute study of their 5 a day. And that included trying to get more than 5 servings of fruits and veggies, which is a little more reasonable. But what they did is they added 2 fruit and 2 veggie juice plus caps and 33 grams of the complete shape mix. And the issue with cancer patients, not just breast cancer, but cancer patients in general, is there is a wasting of the body during cancer and or chemotherapy or radiation. It's kind of a cachexia. And so, you know, it's beneficial for patients to try to keep their protein status elevated, as well as their antioxidants, their phytonutrients, to keep them healthy. And so what they found at the end of this study was that the Juice Plus group had significantly elevated serum albumin or protein status and elevated serum phytonutrients. So both of those are going to be beneficial for women. So instead of having to, you know, match up to try to get 10 servings, Juice Plus actually helped to bridge that gap, actually served more and did more to elevate protein status and phytonutrients as well. I also want to mention something that really sets the complete shape mix above others on the market, and the fact that it is low glycemic. So there's either 10 or 11 grams of sugar in the complete shape mix, but it is considered low glycemic because of the quality of the fiber, which means that, you know, won't cause a big sugar spike in the bloodstream followed by, you know, big insulin spike and a crash and burn. Keeping in mind that a medium apple has about almost, you know, 20 grams of sugar. Okay, that's like double the amount that's in the complete shape mix. It's also low glycemic because of the fiber. But, you know, while you're getting certain phytonutrients in an apple and it's healthy, refer back to the slide I showed you all with all the nutrients that you're going to get in the complete shape mix, a wide variety with only 10 or 11 grams of sugar. And to show this, this is actually Dexcom, which is a continuous blood sugar readout in a juvenile diabetic. And a mom gave her a whey-based shake, dairy-based shake, down there where the red arrow is. And you can see that what that did is because it caused this big elevation of sugar, blood sugar, up to 312. Match that with what when she gave the complete by Juice Plus to her, you can see where the red arrow is, and then you can see what her blood sugar did. In fact, it actually went down. And so, again, this is a great example of why even the shake mix is good for diabetics, brittle diabetics, again, because of the quality of the fiber. And for athletes, oh my gosh, this is speaking my language. The complete is great for athletes. The issue that a lot of athletes have is that they think that plant-based protein shake mixes don't contain the complete amino acid profile. Well, they do, and this is the amino acid profile that's in the complete shake mix. It's got every amino acid that the whey and the dairy based products have. But what's important are the ones I highlighted in red here: isoleucine, leucine, and valine. Those are the 3 branched chain amino acids that are necessary to build muscle. So again, it's got the same profile as the dairy-based products. The problem is that I consider the complete shake mix, because it is plant-based, I call it clean burning fuel. That's compared to the dairy-based, of which there are a lot of potential side effects, from bloating to dehydration to diarrhea. You can see the whole list: hair loss, stomach pains, ketosis, the whole list goes on and on. So I tell athletes, you can either pay me now or pay me later, but why would you even go down that route when you can get a healthy shake mix without all this potential side effect? Okay, sorry for that picture, but the other thing with athletes, particularly male athletes, is your concern about developing breasts, because there are phytonutrients in the complete shake mix. But again, I've differentiated that, phytoestrogens are not the same as human estrogen, right? We already talked about and proven that. Well, the bottom line is that there are no well-designed, reproducible, human-based clinical trials that have shown that soy phytoestrogen consumption feminizes men, period. And that's a big deal, because athletes are afraid they're going to be in a bra in a year or something by taking the soy of the complete shake mix, and that is a complete fallacy as well. I like this. The complete shake mix as well is clean. And what do I mean by that? Well, just recently there was a large study that looked at over 100 protein shake mixes, and in 40% of those shake mixes, they found heavy metals. And that's pretty frightening. And so Juice Plus separates itself from that category by obtaining NSF certification, and NSF certified for sport. This is an independent third-party test that ensures that what is in Juice Plus is in it, okay, fruits, veggies, and then in the complete shake mix, and what's not in it is not in it, stimulants, steroids, those kinds of things. So it ensures the product doesn't contain unacceptable levels of contaminants. And this certification, which is top-notch certification, is recognized by a lot of the pro teams, Major League Baseball, NFL, CFL, PGA, LPGA. And the bottom line is that, you could go out and buy a shake mix that doesn't have this certification. And frankly, you're just taking the company's, what they're telling you is in it without that certification. I mean, you could be drinking, grass clippings from some guy's backyard. You don't know. You're taking a risk by not having that certification. And so that's a really, really key thing, especially for pro athletes, people who get tested, randomized. I mean, how many times have we seen it over the years that athletes go into a vitamin store and they buy a protein shake mix and they end up with contaminated urine? That's not an issue for the complete at all. Speaking of grass clippings, a lot of these shake mixes on the market today, it tastes horrible. They just don't taste good. And I can guarantee you the complete shake mix does. I mean, for about $2, you could spend about $2 on a Wendy's chocolate frosty, or you could spend about $2 on a complete shake, chocolate shake. And I'm telling you right now, it tastes like a Wendy's frosty, honestly. Not that I would know what one tastes like, but it's delicious. And the bottom line is, would you rather have that on the left in your body, cream, whey, non-fat milk, cellulose gum, calcium salt, all that stuff, or on the right that you get in the complete, plants? And I think if they're tasting very similar to each other, I'll tell you what I'm putting in my body, and that's what you got on the right. So there are a lot of creative things that you can do with a shake mix. You can make plant protein power shakes. You can make plant protein power balls, plant protein power bars. There's a whole boatload of things. And what is great about this is that there is a whole community of people who support Juice Plus products, including the complete, by providing recipe books and other resources to help you create seriously, great tasting shakes and other food items. And before I close this out, I want to just relate a personal story, what happened to me, and why the complete shake mix was integral in recovery. My wife Heidi and I have probably logged in tens of thousands of miles on our bikes training for triathlons, and we've had accidents, but nothing too severe. Well, roughly a year ago, took my bike out from my house. I'm here in Phoenix, and there's a trail I go on about an hour. And I was coming back from that bike ride, and literally, like, I was probably like 2 blocks from my house, and I was coming around a corner. I look up, and there was this big truck that cut that corner. I had nowhere to go, so down I went, and massive pain in my right hip. And so we eventually got to the hospital, and they did a CAT scan on my hip, and it wasn't the ball, the hip itself. It was the socket that it goes into. It's called the acetabulum. Well, I don't have the CAT scan to show you, but this is basically what it looked like. I had shattered my acetabulum, multiple fracture lines, and my orthopedic surgeon came in, and he goes, boy, you really must be healthy, because in 30 years of practice, I've never seen it where those fractures don't separate at some with that kind of an impact to the point at which you have to go in and pin them. So he goes, that's the good news, is the fact that, it's shattered, but I don't have to do an operation. We don't have to go in and pin it. Yes, that was awesome. But he goes, the bad news is that the recovery from this is 9 to 12 months recovery with the assistance of a walker. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got ADHD. I can't be held down for that long period of time. And so when I got out of the hospital, I told my wife Heidi, I said, we're not going to change anything that we haven't been doing already for years. I'm not going to load up any more plants of what I've been doing. So we've been taking 4 of the capsules of each of those every day, 4, 4, 4, and 4, including the omegas, which I'll mention here in a minute, and then a shake every day, a chocolate shake every day. And it wasn't 9 months that took me to heal. It wasn't 12 months. Literally 3 months after the injury, I had graduated from my walker. I had no more pain. I was able to take my bike back out on that exact same trail where I got the injury. No pain, no nothing. And ever since then, I have been running and swimming and biking and doing everything I did prior to the injury with absolutely no pain. And if that isn't proof to you that plants heal, well, that's it right there. No doubt about it. And they do. And that, I needed my bones to be healthy, and the plants helped my bones heal again. So great story for me. I can't say enough. So this is the General Juice Plus product line. There may be a couple more products added in the future, but this is a company that's dedicated to plants. You're not going to see this company have 55 different kinds of products. It's got I like to say this company goes an inch wide in product line, but they go a mile deep with quality and research. And that was huge for me as a physician, again, with a research background. So we got the capsules, which we mentioned, the Juice Plus Omega Blend. That's a completely plant-based Omega Blend, and it is powerful, and it actually helps me heal. The Complete Shape Mix, which we've already talked a lot about. Chewables and complete bars for snacks. And then the Tower Garden on the right, which is awesome. That's growing your own produce in your backyard, easy to do, no soil. It's awesome. And when you taste lettuce that comes off the Tower Garden, it makes a lettuce that you get at, a high-end, Whole Foods kind of place. That's true lettuce that comes off that tower. I mean, it's amazing how great it tastes. So with that, I'd like to thank you for taking time to listen to this introduction to the Complete by Juice Plus. Knowing, that I'm flooding my body every day with plant nutrients is like an insurance policy to me. And the fact that it tastes so good is also a great benefit. It certainly has obviously made a huge difference in my overall health, and I know it will do the same for you.